Hello guys and welcome to another Adobe After Effects tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you all you need to know about the Adobe After Effects workspace and interface. When you first launch After Effects, you'll be greeted with this welcome screen over here. It comprises of your recent projects over here. It also has a search bar over here. You also have the home page tab, which is this page where we are over here. And you also have the open project button where you can open saved After Effects files or After Effects projects. And you also have the button to create a new After Effects project. I'm going to select create new After Effects project. Once you click on new After Effects project, this window will appear. This is the Adobe After Effects interface. At the top over here, if you select this home page over here, it takes us back to this welcome screen over here. And if you select new project or open project, it takes us back to the Adobe After Effects interface. At the top left portion over here, we have the project panel. And this is where we import our files. If we right click over here, we can create new composition. We can create new folders, new Adobe Photoshop files. We can import our files and we can import recent footages onto this project panel over here. This is where we organize our assets. You can think of it as your file manager with After Effects. Over here is our composition panel. This is our preview area, and this is where we see our animations as we build them. So whatever you create down here on the timeline, you will preview here on the screen. And down beneath it is our timeline panel, and this is where the magic happens. Here we animate our elements, and each layer here represents a different object or element in our composition. At the top section over here, we have our toolbars, and this is where we have our selection tool, our hand tool, our zoom tool, and other tools that are very essential for Adobe After Effects. We have the T here for the type tool, we have the pen tool, we have the rectangle tool, and these are tools that you cannot do without in Adobe After Effects. At the right section over here, we have some important panels. For example, we have the character tab over here, and this is where we edit our text, the size, the fonts, and all of that. We also have the effects and presets, and this is where we drag effects onto our composition. Whatever effects we are looking for, we search for them over here. We also have the preview panel, which lets us control playback of our composition. We play, we pause, and all of that. And over here, we have the effects control, and this is where we control the effects when we apply them to our composition. If you go to the name of any panel and double-click on it, it's going to launch it in a full scale. And to exit that mode, you need to go back to the name and double-click on it. Alternatively, you can go to the name and hold down the toggle key on your keyboard, and to exit that mode, you hold down the toggle key once more. And this works for any panel. Just go and select the name and hold down the toggle key and hold it once more. You can also increase the scale of any panel. For example, you go to a line and you drag that line down, or you drag it to the right to increase the scale of that particular panel. If you mistakenly delete a panel by hitting close panel, you can come over to Windows over here and scroll down and look for that panel and select it, and it's going to be restored over here. You can also drag out a panel and you will see these blue lines appear. You can leave it to the side and it's going to be at the right side. And if you select the name and double click and drag it, and if you drop it at the top over here, it's going to become at the top of that panel. You can also go to the name once more and double click and drag it. And if I drop it in this middle over here, we're going to see it added to these panel groups over here. You can also select the three lines next to a name. You can also drag it to any other portion that you prefer. For example, if I drop it at this top portion over here where it's showing blue and release it, it's going to become at the top of my timeline over here. So if you like, you can select these three lines next to it and select undock. It's going to begin to float on your interface. And you can drag it out to another screen if you have another screen. But if you close any panel, come over to Window and scroll down and search for that panel you are looking for. In my case, it's Effects and Presets, and select it. And now you can drag it to wherever you like and place it back in the middle to align it back to a group. We also have other workspaces. To see them, come over to the Windows tab and select Workspace. Currently, I'm in the Review tab. You can scroll up and select the Color tab. And as you can see, other panels that are related to color grading will appear. For example, we have the Lumetri scope over here. Now, if you go back to Window and select workspaces, you can always change to a different workspace. And that's it, guys, on how to use the Adobe Premiere Pro interface and workspace. Thank you, and see you guys tomorrow.